Staying rested. How do we actually stay rested? With so many competing priorities, so many responsibilities, how do we actually stay in a place where we can be resting? That we don't have to actually rest from work, but we can work from our rested place. Well, I want to help you today. This is Leadership Level Up, and I want to help you level up in every area of your life. Staying rested. It's a couple of questions that I want to actually ask you before we get into the meat of how to stay rested. The first thing, do you know how you're energized? Do you have healthy boundaries? And do you know your rhythms? Well, I want you to contemplate over those three questions, because if you don't know the answer, it's probably why you're so tired, exhausted. And let's be honest, when we're tired, when we're exhausted, our families don't get the best of us. Our teams don't get the best of us. Our businesses and relationships get the leftovers. And we don't want that. We want to bring our best energy to our best people. So let's start with the first question. How are you energized? Now listen, you can sit on your couch and watch Netflix all day and still be tired. So it's important for you to know how you're energized. For me, I love actually working out. I love making or playing music. I love being able to have deep conversation. And I'm an ambivert, meaning I get energy from being by myself and being with people. Do you know the answer to your energy? Because if you can get energized, it can actually help you be able to bring a level of clear thought, good focus to whatever maybe de-energizes you. And that's what we want to understand about ourselves. Because some people, you rest with your hands because you work with your minds all day. Some people actually rest with their minds because they work with their hands all day. How are you energized? Because when you can figure that out, next you can understand boundaries. Now there's a lot of myths about boundaries, but I want to debunk them all. Boundaries must be put in place. You must have boundaries for your relationships, for your work life. I don't believe in being a workaholic. I don't think it's wise because you're not actually taking time to recuperate from your work and bring your best self. So we need to set boundaries. How do we do this? How do we set boundaries around things that are demanding? I don't know about you as a leader, but for me, I'm actually in a demanding profession, meaning people can get sick. People can face tragedy at the most craziest of times. I remember one story where I had just brought on a new team member and they had a family member die, but I had set a boundary of being on vacation with my family. And that leader was hurt because I didn't respond. But I let them know, hey, listen, I'm going to be there for you when I get back. But right now, I won't be any good to you because I'm exhausted. And so I had to set that boundary, but it took me years. This helped me because when I would infringe on boundaries in my rest, I could never bring my best self to my work. And so I want to give you permission to define how to set boundaries. Some of you need to set your phone down when you come home. You need to set a boundary that when I'm home, I'm with my family and I'm present. I'm not answering emails. I'm not answering texts. Some of you need to set boundaries at work that you're not going to be on Instagram and Facebook. You're going to actually focus and be at work when you're at work, so you're not taking work home. So setting boundaries in every area of your life helps you to rest. Because some of you stay up late and you say, I grind and I hustle. And really all you do is procrastinate to the last moment when you should just get things done. So set boundaries. Say, this is my work schedule. So I have my team members do an exercise for me. I want them to schedule out everything that's important to them at work and keep up with it day by day. So they don't have to work on the weekends. So they don't have to work late hours. They can get things done effectively and efficiently. Now, I know some things require more attention, some things are in some seasons, but that should not be a rhythm. And that's my last thing, rhythms. I try to understand my rhythms. There are seasons in my profession, in my life, that I am working 24/7 feels like, weekends and nights. And I know that rhythm is coming and I prepare myself. what I do is I try to set an actual rhythm of extended rest before and after, because I know I'm going into and out of something that is hectic. Now, for some of us, your rhythms are all over the place because your work life maybe is. Maybe your family life is up, it's down, it's night. But I want to give you permission to set the pace, set the rhythm. Let people know this is the speed I'm going. What does that look like practically? Well, if you're going into a season where you are going to be busy, I like to say, hey, family, listen, we're going to go hang out on these days, these weeks. But this season, your father's going to be a little absent. I let my kids know. I let my wife know. I let my team know, hey, you're not going to be able to reach me. I'm going to be in a season of decompressing, of dreaming. And I try to let them know, and I try to set them up for success so that when I'm away, they don't need me. I set the rhythm. I set the pace. Now, some of you are actually under leadership, and maybe you struggle to set the rhythm. I would say go to that leader and let them know how tired you are and exhausted. Be open and vulnerable and ask them for permission to set certain rhythms in certain seasons. I can't change everything, but if I can have my energy understood, if I can actually set proper and healthy boundaries, if I can actually understand and embrace my rhythms, I can stay rested. I don't have to just unplug from everything to get rest. I can stay rested. This is Leadership Level Up. I want to help you level up in every area of your life.